Good morning, guys. Thanks for checking out today's video. Today we're going to be mounting up a set of wheels and tires. This time it is for my parents' Razor 800. They bought a Razor 800 over the summer used from a guy in really nice shape. And they really just bought it so they could get out into the outdoors a little bit, enjoy nature, come riding with me every now and again. And one of the things that the previous owner had done was put a nice aftermarket set of wheels and tires on it. They look okay, but we've had a bunch of issues with them. My parents don't ride hard. They kind of just cruise around between 10-20 miles an hour kind of thing. They're not beating on it. And we've blown 3 tire beads already, just right off the rim for no reason. So it becomes a problem because when you're so far away from camp, it's not that easy to ride back on flat tires. So in an effort to remedy that issue, I just bought a whole new set of wheels and tires because I'm not sure if it's an issue with the machining of the wheel or if it's a defect of the tire, but I ended up getting them a new set of wheels and tires. So I went with an ITP steel wheel. This is a 12 by 7 inch wheel, and for a tire, I again went with an ITP Terracross RT. No, I am not sponsored by ITP. I just think that they make a pretty decent product for a decent price. So this is what I went with. It didn't need to go super crazy. Like I said, my parents don't really ride that hard, so there was no reason to get them a beadlock wheel or something like that. So this is what I went with. I don't have a tire machine to do this. Mounting up a regular set of tires is more difficult than the beadlock, just because you kind of have to stretch the bead over the wheel, get them on there, and then inflate them. So I am going to try to do this with some vice grips and a couple of pry bars. I taped my pry bars up with duct tape so I wouldn't mar up the wheel, and I've got the wheel sitting on a towel. So we'll see how this comes out. First thing we're going to start off with is installing the tire valve stems. These did not come with them. To put these in, you get one of these installation tools. My local Napa had one for 12 bucks, and they make these in plastic. They only had the metal one, but the plastic ones I would recommend because it won't really mar up the wheel. But the metal ones work good. They're actually a little bit more durable. Just put a rag over the pry point on the wheel so you don't mess it up. So take the cap off the valve stem, slide it into the wheel. You're going to thread the installation tool onto it. Now I'm going to put my rag underneath where my pry point is, and I'm going to pry up. And there's a little collar that just kind of pops into place. Now that one's in. So now my valve stem is in. So let's try to stretch this tire over the wheel. For a lubricant, I'm again using my Spray-9. I've explained in a previous video why I like to use something like a detergent and not a petroleum-based product on rubber. Remember, ladies, it's not because he's too big, it's just because he's an idiot. So, let's give her a shot. So I stretched the tire over the rim as far as I could. Now I used this microfiber just to put on the wheel so I wouldn't mess up the powder coating. A pair of vice grips on there. So now I have a point where the tire shouldn't go past this if my vice grip is on tight enough. Now I'm going to work from this side and just try to slide it the rest of the way over the rim. Got the bottom beam. This is something I have also not done before. So, if I look like an idiot, that's why. Because I kind of am. So, I am going to put my vice grips back on. And guys, if this was going on like a car or something that I really wanted to look nice, I wouldn't be doing it this way. But the reality is this is going on an ATV that is going to get dirty, muddy, wheels are going to get scratched up. It is what it is. And you know what? If you're afraid of getting your wheels a little scratched up or dirty or something, then you're probably in the wrong hobby. So, but so far I've done a pretty good job. I haven't really marred up the wheel at all. So let's try this one. Show you guys something real quick. So as I'm working this around, so if you look at the profile of the wheel, there's this step and then another step in. So what I've done is you want to get the bead of the tire into that second lip. And what it does is it allows it to slide in more, which in turn will give you more room here. Aha! I got it. So I was able to get this on. Didn't mar up the wheel too bad anywhere. Surface is still all nice and smooth. So I am going to call that a win for mounting these tires up without the right tools. One thing I'd like to show you guys real quick. So on the tire, you look at all these numbers, you're going to find this number that looks like the imprint of a tag of some sort. So if you look at these numbers, you've got 0, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignore those first two. So you've got 4321. That is the manufacturing date of the tire. So it goes by weeks. So this tire was manufactured the 43rd week of 2021. This is the same thing for car tires. As a matter of fact, I've got one right here. Let's see if it's on this side. Yep, here you go. So down here you see that 1721. So this tire was manufactured the 17th week of 2021. Now it's important to know this, to know if you're being sold old tires or not. Rubber does break down over time, so it's something that you do want to take note of. I believe there's a limit on the age of tire they can sell you. I think it might be 3 years or so. So that's just something to keep note of. All right, now that I've got these mounted up, well, one, I've got 3 more to do. So key in time lapse.
Well guys, this about wraps up the video. There's just a few things I'd like to add. Here you can see I'm inflating the tire and seating the bead on the rim, and you'll notice I'm being almost laughably cautious about it, but tires are no joke. When I worked in a tire shop, I watched one of the guys there almost get his head blown off when a sidewall ruptured on a tire that he was mounting. They could definitely explode with some force, so just be careful when inflating your tires. Don't put them in front of your face. These tires took about 20 psi to seat the beads, and then I deflated them to 12 psi before installing them on the RZR. The old set of aftermarket wheels and tires only took 2 to 3 psi to seat the beads, so I definitely think there was an issue there, and it explains why they kept blowing out. Since the filming of this, I've beat on this RZR pretty hard, even jumping it more than a few times, and I've had 0 issues, so I can say that I'm pleased with the end result. I would recommend doing this if you want to save some money. It takes a fair bit of effort, but it's not terribly difficult. My only words of advice would be to work the bead around the rim in small pieces, about 1 inch or 2 at a time, otherwise it takes too much force. And that's about it. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope this helps.